Most people completely misunderstand what it actually takes to register a company in Pakistan, and because of that, they assume it is either too complicated, too slow, or only suitable for local insiders who already know how the system works. But the surprising truth is this. Pakistan actually has a structured and well-defined company registration system that allows both local and foreign entrepreneurs to form a private limited company through a clear legal process. And once you understand how it actually works, you realize something important. It is not random, it is not hidden, and it is not impossible. It is a system. And systems can be learned, step by step. Now imagine someone like Emily, a 33-year-old entrepreneur from New York. She runs an e-commerce consultancy helping small brands expand into South Asia. She has been looking at Pakistan as a potential market because of its growing digital economy, large population, and increasing startup activity. And Pakistan keeps coming up in her research. At first, she feels uncertain, because most people associate Pakistan with complexity, bureaucracy, or unpredictability in business systems. But Emily keeps digging. And what she discovers surprises her. Pakistan has a formal corporate structure governed by a national regulatory authority that oversees company formation, compliance, and corporate filings. And this is where things begin to change. Because what people casually refer to as a Pakistan LLC is not technically called an LLC in local law. Instead, the closest equivalent is a private limited company, which functions similarly by providing limited liability protection to shareholders. And that structure is the foundation of everything. But Emily doesn't know that yet. So like most beginners, she starts with confusion. She sees references to digital filing systems, national tax registration, incorporation certificates, and something called the Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan. And suddenly, what looked like a simple idea becomes something overwhelming. But here's where things get interesting. Because once you understand the structure behind Pakistan's company registration system, everything becomes logical. So let's break it down step by step. Pakistan is a South Asian country, with a rapidly growing digital and entrepreneurial ecosystem, and its capital city is Islamabad, which serves as a major administrative center for government and corporate regulatory institutions. And this is where Emily's journey begins. Because before anything else, she has to understand one key principle. Company formation is not about paperwork alone. It is about legal identity creation within a regulated system. And once that identity is created, it becomes part of the national economic framework. Now, here is the first major insight Emily discovers. A private limited company in Pakistan provides limited liability protection, meaning shareholders are generally not personally responsible for business debts beyond their investment in the company. And that protection is what makes it attractive for entrepreneurs. But here's the problem most beginners face. They assume incorporation is a single step. But in reality, it is a sequence of coordinated steps across multiple systems. So Emily begins with step 1, selecting a company name. And this is not just branding. It is legal identity approval. Because the name must be unique, compliant, and approved by the regulatory authority before incorporation can proceed. So Emily prepares multiple options and submits them through the official online portal. And then she waits. And this is where the emotional tension begins. Because waiting introduces uncertainty. Will the name be approved? Did she choose something already taken? Will the process be delayed? And this is where many entrepreneurs start to feel stuck. But here's the insight that changes everything. In structured corporate systems, waiting is not randomness. It is verification. And verification is what ensures legal integrity. So Emily continues. The next step is document preparation. And this is where things become more formal. Because now she must provide shareholder details, director information, registered office address, and a memorandum and articles of association. And this is where many people start to realize something important. This is not just business setup. This is legal architecture. But here's where things get even more structured. Company registration in Pakistan is handled through a centralized corporate regulatory authority that manages incorporation, compliance, and company records through digital filing systems designed to streamline the process. And that system has made incorporation significantly more accessible than in the past. But accuracy is still critical, because small mistakes in documentation can lead to delays or rejection. So Emily works carefully. She defines her business clearly as a digital marketing consultancy focused on e-commerce growth strategies for South Asian markets. And that clarity becomes important later, because vague descriptions often trigger additional review. But here's where things move forward. Once documents are prepared, they are submitted electronically through the official registration system. And this is where the legal review process begins. Authorities verify identity, check compliance, confirm documentation accuracy, and ensure that all requirements are met. And during this phase, Emily has no control over speed. And that is uncomfortable, because entrepreneurs are used to speed and certainty. But here, structure replaces speed, and structure requires patience. But here's the insight that changes her mindset. Structure exists to protect the system, not slow it down. And once she understands that, she stops resisting it. So she waits. And eventually, approval is granted. And at that moment, everything changes. Her Pakistan Private Limited Company is officially incorporated. But here's where most people misunderstand what happens next. They think incorporation is the end. But in reality, it is only the beginning. Because now comes tax registration. Every company in Pakistan must register with tax authorities to obtain a national tax number and become compliant with fiscal regulations. Without this, the company cannot legally operate or invoice clients. And this is where structure deepens again. Because now the company is part of the national financial system. But there is still another step. Banking. Because to operate properly, Emily needs a corporate bank account. And this requires identity verification, company documentation, and compliance checks. And this is where many international entrepreneurs face challenges. Because banking systems operate under strict regulatory standards to prevent fraud, money laundering, and identity misuse. But here's where things shift again. Emily realizes something important. Every step in this process is built around trust. Trust in identity. Trust in business activity. Trust in financial integrity. And once she understands that, everything becomes easier to interpret. Now, let's zoom out for a moment. Why would someone choose Pakistan for company formation? The answer is not simplicity. It is opportunity. Pakistan has a large consumer market, a growing freelance economy, increasing digital adoption, and expanding e-commerce infrastructure. And that creates opportunities for consulting, software services, logistics, outsourcing, and trade-related businesses. And Emily begins to see the bigger picture. She is not just registering a company. She is entering an emerging digital economy. And that changes her perspective entirely. But here's where things get even more important. After incorporation and tax registration, companies must maintain ongoing compliance. This includes annual filings, tax returns, corporate updates, and regulatory reporting. And this is where discipline becomes essential. Because most companies do not fail at formation. They fail at maintenance. They ignore deadlines. They mismanage filings. They lose compliance status. And restoring compliance later becomes complicated and costly. So Emily takes a structured approach. She works with local professionals to ensure ongoing compliance is handled correctly. And that decision stabilizes everything. But here's the deeper transformation happening. Emily started this journey thinking about paperwork, but she ends it understanding systems. And that shift is the real value. Because once you understand systems, you can operate globally with confidence instead of confusion. Now, let's bring everything together clearly. A Pakistan LLC, more accurately a private limited company, is formed through a structured process involving name reservation, document preparation, electronic submission to the corporate regulator, approval, tax registration, and banking setup. After that, ongoing compliance ensures the company remains legally active. And while the process may seem complex at first, the logic is consistent. Define, register, verify, approve, tax, dite, operate, maintain. That is the system. And once you understand that system, everything becomes predictable. Because you are no longer guessing. You are following structure. And that is the transformation Emily experiences. She started with uncertainty. But she ends with clarity and strategic control. And that is what global entrepreneurship is really about. Not avoiding complexity, but understanding it well enough to navigate it with confidence. Now here is the final insight. Countries like Pakistan are often misunderstood because people focus on perception instead of systems. But when you study the system, you see something very different. A structured legal framework designed to support business formation, regulate economic activity, and enable entrepreneurship. And once you understand that, you stop seeing barriers and start seeing pathways. So whether you are someone like Emily exploring South Asian markets or an entrepreneur learning how international company registration actually works, the key lesson is simple. Do not judge by assumptions. Judge by structure. Because structure is what turns complexity into clarity. And clarity is what turns hesitation into action. If you found this guide helpful and want more videos that break down complex global business systems like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel